From Louisville, Kentucky, New Year's Day night live stream. How's it going out there? We're supposed to have some bad weather coming in, I think about Friday here.
What? Greg said happy birthday, Frank. Mikey said happy 71.
Mikey Arugula?
Yeah.
Way to go, Mikey.
No, Mikey from the corner store.
Mikey, they missed you last night. They want you to be on the next one. Hope you can.
At the end of January. Maybe.
And we have to do it at the end of January.
Okay, not maybe.
Mikey, when I get my Shea Stadium seat in, we'll do it. I know you told me not to buy it, but I couldn't help myself. It's got the paperwork and everything. It's a field level seat. And it's got the paperwork to prove it was from Shea Stadium when from the 50s all the way until they demolished it. All the seats didn't have legs except for the field level. And it's got a hologram on there that you can pull it up on mbl.com.
Nicole said happy birthday, Frank, and many more.
Thanks, Nicole. I'm 71. Let's see if I can do that. 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 71.
Polly said happy New Year's, Sticker family, and happy 71st birthday, Frank.
Thanks a lot, Paul. That's Little Beatles Corner, right?
No, Paul.
Polly. Oh, Polly Hewitt, yeah.
And then
Oh, I shouldn't say last name, sorry.
Johnny Ramon said more trips around the sun.
Well, that's what that thing says is Polly Hewitt anyways.
No. Johnny Ramone in the house.
Thomas Crook said happy birthday, Frank, and happy New Year, Sticker family.
Thomas Crook, how you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Vinyl Piper said looking great for 71.
2025. Here's our motto. It's getting better all the time. It couldn't get much worse.
Yep.
What song is that from? You guys know that.
Have
This
a good
album
time.
right here. A few things that I'm going to talk about. The 5 Holy Grail albums in the future. They're going to have the most valuable, and they're laying here. They're not the exact pressing, but I'll talk about it.
Mikey said Rita.
Lovely Rita Meter May. No, it's not that. It's getting better.
Daniel said wishing you a happy birthday.
Getting better. Isn't that it?
Yep.
Isn't there? It's got to be getting better.
Thank you, Daniel.
Getting better. It's getting better all the time. I used to be mad at my school. Getting better. It's got to be that song. Getting better. It couldn't get much worse. John Lennon's one added that to the song. Okay, a few notes. Rachel's Ghost. We were on Rachel's Ghost for the New Year's Eve. It's called Mr. STICKERMANIA's New Year's Eve Spectacular. It's had 600 views, so thanks a lot, Rachel's Ghost. I know you did about 4 streams yesterday and you were tired, but you hung in there for an hour, and I appreciate that. Thanks. And we tied in the midnight hour when it turned to New Year's. We were all drinking Welch's sparkling red grape juice, right?
Yep.
Shout out to our let's put our prayers for James Young. He's out in California. He's going to have some surgery done. And let's all take a prayer for him, and may the force be with him that he recovers. Gregory Fio, I think he's in the house tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry about Gregory Fio, messed up on Rachel's Ghost. When Ringo was at Doug Figures, where's the neck? Hand me that neck.
Neck?
Neck.
N-A.
That laser disc. The neck. Any day now. I'm getting older all the time.
Okay. We get it.
I'm getting gray hairs by the second.
I can tell.
The Knack live at Carnegie Hall when Ringo was at his bedside, and when he was at home hospice the day before he passed away, he was with Jeff Lynne, not Joe Walsh. And then after Doug Fiegler passed away, and they had services at the House of Blues out in LA, then Ringo was with Joe Walsh. So sorry, Greg, I got the facts wrong.
Okay, Dave Evans said, happy birthday, Frank. 71 is a great number. Best wishes, Dave.
Dave Evans, he's one of my best customers. How you doing there, Dave?
About the rest. The rest we've already got to figure it out. Skip.
Some other notes. Nodwar, he did that great interview with Chappell Roan, and now he's done one with Timothy, if I can say his name right, Shamala.
What?
How do you say his name?
Timothy Shamlet.
Shamala?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, well, Nodwar's done a new interview about 50 minutes long with the star of A Complete Unknown. You should check it out. That Timothy just looks like a young punk kid in his regular life. But boy, when he's in that Bob Dylan movie, he takes the essence of Bob Dylan and brings it to the movie. I hope he wins the Academy Award. Show the Chappell Roan album. Chappell Roan's back up on number 6 on the charts, on the UK charts. Her album's going back up again. So they like her in the United Kingdom.
Do you want this one or not?
No. And Good Luck Babe has been chosen as one of the top 5 songs of 2024. All right, that's my Chappell Roan moment.
Greg Field said, happy new Butcher cover frames day.
Yeah, I told you that the 2 Butcher covers look better vertical than horizontal. Verticals, yeah, one on top of the other. If you have the trunk slit and the Butcher cover, then you want it framed side by side.
Chris Sharkey said, happy birthday, Frank sticker.
Thanks a lot.
And Daniel Castillo said Austin got snubbed by the Oscars for his Elvis performance.
Yeah, Austin, he was great in that Elvis movie, you're correct. Some other notes, there's a YouTube short that they used AI and 3 of the Beatles come to life, John, Paul, and Ringo. You should check out the short where they come to life on the Butcher cover. George doesn't move, but the 3 Beatles come to life in an AI YouTube short. She said, there's a new 2024 remix somebody's done, and boy, it brings life in that drumming of the great Ringo drumming. You should check the remix of She Said, that popped up on YouTube, I think a few days ago. Chappell Roan ranked her most iconic looks of 2024, her 10 most famous looks. She spends a lot of time of getting those looks just right for the different performances. And she also did a Happy New Year short today, wishing everybody a Happy New Year. So thanks a lot. She did a shout out to Ryan. I thought she might do a shout out to Frank, but she didn't. All right, let's show the 5 most.
One more thing. What's your good deeds for the day?
Good deeds for the day. I'm getting towards the end of, I got 4 more weekends of working at the grocery store. I'm always running and getting somebody some good deeds, or doing my good deeds. I didn't give anybody loans today, but they were complaining about the price of eggs at a dozen was $6, and I had to explain the bird flu and what made that to happen. All right, here's the 5, in my opinion, in the future, the 5 most valuable rock albums there'll be of any artist completely. This is it. Number 5, a near mint copy of the Robert Ludwig hot mix of Led Zeppelin 2 from 1969. I have a sealed one in my bank vault, but I don't have it today. That's number 5. I think it'll be worth about, a near mint will be close to $5,000 in a couple years. A Sgt. Pepper Nimbus Supercut at number 4. This is a 1981 mono cut of Sgt. Pepper. It's ranked as the best mono pressing ever of the Sgt. Pepper. Near mint, -1, the tube cut. And if you're interested in that Sgt. Pepper, it's in the shrink import, $250. But the Nimbus Supercut, the stereo from 1984, I've sold 2 of them for $7,000 a piece, and I'm trying to get a hold of another one currently. Number 4 or number 3. Number 3 and number 2, it's a toss-up. The first album ever released by the Beatles in the spring of 1963, and the first 1969 ever pressing of a Led Zeppelin album in the world. So if you have the black and gold Parlophone, the one that has the Agnes way over on the right after the songs, and have a near mint copy, the black and gold Parlophone label with the Dick James credits, it will be, I sold one for $8,000, so it'll definitely be a $10,000 album in a couple years. And this one, a near mint, because it's so flimsy. All the ones that I see online from England, they got a lot of wear to them. If you have one like this, it'll be worth $10,000 in a couple of years. And of course, the number 1, if you have a First State butcher cover that was never covered over, this is just a real nice peel, West Coast by Jim Hansen. But I sold a First State for $17,000, and it'll just keep going up in value. Several years will be a $50,000 album. That's my top 5 holy grails of valuable music albums in the future. That's my opinion.
Greg Fields, Happy New Year. Sticker's granddaughter and Sticker's son, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Gregory Field.
And Daniel Castillo said, is it a mom and pop grocery store?
Is it a what?
Mom
No,
and pop.
we have 4. It's a local we have 5, 6 registers. We have 4 stores in town, a locally owned, not a big box store.
Johnny Raymond said, where is Sticker Kid?
Sticker Kid will be back on Saturday.
He went home last night.
I think we're going to do a giveaway with 3 trivia questions. Give away that suit he wore, the Beatles collarless suit that he wore the other day, because he's growing out of it. And the only people I want to enter is somebody that has a grandchild or a son, a young boy that could wear the suit. I'm supposed to pass it on. All right, let's put these babies away. What do you guys think about my top 5 valuable albums?
I think you're correct.
Show these 2 a little more in depth before I put them away. So I talked about this Led Zeppelin turquoise. Only lasted several days before the band had a fit because of the colors. They make counterfeits of this. It's got to have that gray line on the bottom. It's got to have this uptight and out of sight down here. And it's a laminated cover, real flimsy. But there's no, just a little bit of wear here, but there's no laminate creases. Just a few there on the edge. But most of them that I see on the internet from England, they're all pretty tore up. And you gotta have the correct inner sleeve, US patent, UK patent on the bottom there, polyline inner sleeve. And you gotta have a, where is the record for it? There's the record. Side 1, you gotta have an uncorrected matrix. It just says A1, B1, uncorrected, and it has to have on the bottom for the credits, has to have super height music and jewel music on side 1. And side 2, the same. So the person that bought this bought it in payments. They paid the last payment This is going out in the mail tomorrow. And they also bought my Ringo album. They bought my Ringo album I have with the hype sticker for the 3 songs. The first time I ever had the Ringo album for the hype sticker with Oh My, You're 16 and Photographed. So this was not a first issue, a later issue after all 3 of those songs were on the charts. All right, putting the Led Zeppelin away for the last time. Last time I get to show it. Don't know if I'll ever have another one in this lifetime. Third one I've had. Sold the first one for $3,300, the second one for $3,600 last year, and this one sold for $5,500.
Greg Field asks, do you have a third state stereo?
I have a third state stereo coming in. Be here for Saturday. This is a third. I sold my third state East Coast for $1,900. Went out 2 days ago, and this is a third state West Coast with a it's halfway peeled. There's a tear right there that I'll give away when we get to 3,000 subscribers, and we're almost at 2,200 currently. All right, butcher cover. You don't get much better than that on a peeled West Coast butcher cover with the natural tint and the glue circles you can faintly see over there. They stamped them pretty hard on the West Coast out in Los Angeles. A number 6. This was done by Jim Hansen about 15 years ago. He is the expert. I think he's retired, but he is the expert on peeling West Coast butcher covers. He gets the trunk slick somehow off in one piece with a lot of the paper still attached, and then he's able to finish it up. That's his hand-signed COA from Jim Hansen. He worked for Blue Jay Way Galleries in Texas.
Joseph Mantino said, hello everyone, Happy New Year and happy birthday, Frank.
Thanks, Joseph Mantino. You said, gave me a happy birthday wish earlier today. I appreciate that.
Jason
Is Jason Rojas really in the chat, or are you a troll?
He said, I actually have one of those Led Zeppelin turquoise albums.
Oh, then it must be Jason, because I know you have one. How you doing, Jason Rojas?
Greg Field says, stereo third.
Oh, wait a minute, you're gonna, there. Go ahead.
Okay. Greg Field said, stereo third 5 times more rare.
It is at least 4 times more rare than a mono. There was 20% of the butcher covers were stereo, and 80% of them approximately were mono.
Brad Parnell said, happy birthday, Frank.
How you doing, Brad Parnell? All right, back to my notes, and then we'll show some more things. The 2024, thanks to Chapel Roan, I got into some other female queens of pop artists. And I think 2024 was a good year for the new music. I like the Chapel Roan, the Sabrina Carpenter. I loved her Espresso song, especially when they did a takeoff on it on Saturday Night Live. That was so funny. Gracie Abrams was really good on Saturday Night Live. And Dua Lipa and Lady Gaga were really good in that carpool karaoke on Apple Plus. You should check that out. They have 3 of them. Chapel comes on first, and then Dua Lipa, and then Lady Gaga's on at the end. Lady Gaga is more talented than I thought. And she got her start by singing Led Zeppelin songs, cover songs. She can really belt out Black Dog. And Charlie X was good on Saturday Night Live also. And I really like Shabuzi, the bar song. And I like Billy Strings from Nashville. So 2024 was a good year for music, I think. What do you think?
Jason said it's really me. On 5-4 was able to secure discounted international flights to see Sum 41 earlier.
To see what?
To see Sum 41.
Sub 41. You got to project a little bit more.
And then,
you're talking down and I can't
and
understand.
then he said we had to order Chinese earlier because we burnt the rice.
Burnt the rice. All right.
Vinyls with Jack said, what's your favorite Beatles album?
My favorite Beatles album is Beatles for Sale, but it went out. Here, I got one right here. Beatles for Sale. You want to get the mid-70s pressing with the -1 tube cut. You never heard the Beatles sound so amazing in the studio until you really take a listen to Beatles for Sale. I know the 6 of them are covers, but boy, they do rock and roll music. Kansas City, they take it to a whole different level.
Brad Parnell said Gaga is a good actress too. The Joker sequel was terrible, but not her acting.
She is just all around talented. You can tell that in the carpool karaoke. Rock and roll music, Mr. Moonlight, Kansas City, Words of Love, the Buddy Holly song, Honey Don't, the Carl Perkins song, and Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby, another Carl Perkins song. So they had 2 Carl Perkins songs on this album. That was one of their idols. Boy, they could really sing them. George does a great job on that. George was definitely underrated at when the Beatles were doing all their great albums.
Jason said, is that Beatles for Sale?
Beatles for Sale. Yes, it's on my STICKERMANIA 2853 eBay store. I have a -1 listed on eBay. You're missing out if you can't find it's one of the top 5 Beatle audiophile pressings of all time, behind the Magical Mystery Tour and the Dub Beatles, the 1973 pressing of Germany of Please Please Me. That is most of my notes. I'm going to have to show this, a lot of this stuff that I got from this big estate sale. I have what I got coming in and some of the high price I sold in the last year. I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Jason said, I love Lady Gaga. Her acting is fantastic. What do you think of the new mono LPs?
I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but I have the box set up for sale, factory sealed, and I never even gave it a chance on the new Beatles and mono that came out this year. I got it, pre-ordered it from the Beatles store, but I'm such a purist, and I listen to all these original or the 70s pressings, and I'm so attuned to that. That's what I want to stay with. I got a first press White Album stereo coming tomorrow, and I have a first press Paul McCartney Ram from the United Kingdom, 1U coming in tomorrow. I can't wait to play that. And I also have a Magical Mystery Tour 1973 Horzoo coming in a couple of days. And I also have a huge collection of over 100 albums. They're all Germany and UK first press imports of Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, Stevie Wonder, Tommy from the United Kingdom, a track pressing. So I can't wait to get that in. I hope to have that by Saturday.
Brad Parnell said, I like On Honey Don't, where Ringo mentions George by the name.
That is great.
And then Vinyls with Jack. Did you already answer your favorite Beatles album?
Yeah. Beatles for Sale.
Beatles for Sale.
Beatles for Sale.
Late 1964. It came out December 4th in 1964, and part of my trivia questions on Chapel Roan was the Beatles performed 2 of those songs 2 months before the album was released on Shindig in the Granville Theater, and the answer was I'm a Loser and Kansas City.
Daniel Castillo said you like the Rhino Hi-Fi reissues.
I don't buy anything new. I do like the Revolver box set. I got another one of those coming in. I sold one to Gregory Fio because it's got the best mono pressing ever of Revolver in that box set.
Greg Fio said Horzoo for me.
Horzoo, yes.
Robert Mitchell said, do you have a high-end audio system?
I have a Thorns 320 TD 320 from the 70s that I've had restored, and I have a Hersey pair of speakers, and I might, for my birthday, get a rebuilt Macintosh amp, preamp, and Macintosh tuner. So all three of them together, it's going to cost me about $6,000. I figured if I'm going to have 70s equipment, a turntable, I need to have a 70s amplifier. All right, I keep forgetting to show this in my live streams. This is pretty cool. We have a April 1964 promo copy from Detroit of Love Me Do, and it's got a sticker on both sides, hit from Lee. And Lee Allen, who that is, and he was the man that was on a DJ on a Detroit radio station, and on a Saturday night he played. And by the way, if you're interested in this promo, it is $400. It's in excellent, hardly played condition. But Lee played the Beatles for a whole hour, and the phones went off the hook. And he didn't think the Beatles were that popular until that hour when he played the Beatles. So then he flew to Florida on the week the Beatles were in Miami. And he is the only one to get an interview with the Beatles that week. They were relaxing, but they gave an interview for Lee Allen. And I've had that trip to Miami record twice. And Perry Cox sold one of them for me for $1,500.
Johnny Raymond said, how much for Horzoo?
Horzoo is going to be with the turntable on top and near mint condition, and the shrink is going to be $300.
Greg said, are you experienced t-shirt 2XL question mark?
We have all the t-shirts. Let's show the t-shirts. Here's the t-shirts I got from the Tucson, Arizona estate.
Yeah, I have one if it's cute.
We got an extra large Woodstock t-shirt. We got I'm gonna need that Ramones somewhere around here. I had it in this room. Pink Floyd shirt.
I want this.
This is 2X, so you couldn't fit it.
This one.
I'll let you have that one. Okay. Rolling Stones with a red sticker, or red tongue, and it's got No Filter Tour 2021 on the back. And that is too big for you, dear.
Ah.
That's a 2X. We got Electric Prunes, a 2X, Electric Prunes. We have a King Crimson Uncertain Times 2018 tour shirt. Size is XX. We got a Jimi Hendrix. This is a extra large Jimi Hendrix Are You Experience. But it looks like a 2X also. The tag's missing on it. We got another Jimi Hendrix XX. Looks like says live in Maui, Hawaii. Got a couple Rolling Stones. I had a Ramones, but I don't know where. It must be in the other room. Rolling Stones. This is a 2X. You see, I got a extra large tumbling dice I got in the state, and the last one.
I want that one.
This is a 2X also. No Filter Tour. I knew you'd want this one. No Filter 2019. Let's see if they played a city around here. They play Chicago. And no Cincinnati on this one. Chicago would have been the closest. Those are my t-shirts I got at the big estate sale in Tucson, Arizona. So I'm sure that Mike from the in-group bid on these, and
Daniel wants to know the clothing brand of the t-shirts.
well, they're all different. You have to be
they're all
specific.
different.
Yeah, they got to be specific. And we got a picture disc from the United Kingdom, 1984, of Brown Sugar and Bits. And she was hot. Kind of a racy picture disc. I've had that before and sold it.
Someone wants to know the price of the Maui Jimmy price.
They're $30 each. If you're interested in one of those, get a hold of me through our Mr. _STICKERMANIA at yahoo.com. The t-shirts are mostly XX and the price is $30 a piece. Mr. _STICKERMANIA at yahoo.com. The Rolling Stones in mono. Here, you worry about this. The Rolling Stones in mono box set from 2016. I have locked up in my storage unit. I got this one though. This is $200 shipped if you're interested in this. This Rockaway Records put one up in very good plus condition. This is near mint. 9 CDs of almost all the tracks the Beatles performed for the complete BBC sessions by Great Dane from 1993. It's got 9 CDs in there. I'm gonna listen to a few of these in my car because Mazzy says these really sound good, and it's got a booklet with a lot of color photos explaining all the BBC tracks, all the different times they performed on the Saturday Club, and the different, on the scene, the different shows for the BBC. $200 shipped. Before I put it on eBay, the complete BBC sessions.
QRM Production said, how much do you charge to pillow butcher cover?
$400.
Beetle Hair asked, postage fee for t-shirts?
Postage fee for t-shirts. No postage. I mean, I'll take care of the postage. When I say a price, that means it's shipped. I pay the postage. Unless you're international. I'm talking about the 48 United States. This is a Japanese pressing of the collection of Beatle oldies. It came from the Tucson, Arizona estate. I think it has an insert. That's how the inserts looked in Japan. And they're supposed to be dead quiet, the pressings, but the bass is turned down a little bit because in Japan, they live on top of each other. They can't have too much bass on their albums.
Daniel Castillo said, does Paul still own the ranch in
Does he have own what?
Tuscan?
What?
Ranch in Tuscan.
Yes, he still has the ranch in Tucson, Arizona. Or maybe that's not the right city, but it's the one that Linda and him lived on for a long time. He still owns that. And he owns the home in Cavendish Avenue, 7 Cavendish Avenue, a couple blocks from Abbey Road. And supposedly he was there, staying there a few nights, because they said it was, I think Gregory Theo told me it was chaos around Cavendish Avenue and Abbey Road Studios the 2 nights he performed at the London O2 Arena. Send me a message. I thought that maybe that was Johnny Ramone told me it was just nutso around those 2 places.
Yeah.
Johnny said Gregory has that orange Gretschy paperback Rider guitar strap from Lennon's cousin. So cool, John's DNA. Did you hear that?
Yes.
All right.
That was a lot, damn.
I have the 2014 mono Beatles and mono box set. I do listen to that box set. This is a pressing out of it, the Mono Masters. Great way to hear the single songs that weren't on the on their regular Beatle albums in the United Kingdom. I have a whole collection of first press UK singles, 23 of them, from Love Me Do all the way to A Ballad of John and Yoko, coming in the next couple days. They're only made 2 picture sleeves for the English releases on Strawberry Fields and Let It Be. And all the rest of them are in company sleeves. And they're all in excellent condition. I had to really negotiate to get a whole collection of first press. I know Gregory Field will be interested in that. First press, United Kingdom singles, the way they were released in England, all the Beatles singles, 23 of them. Abbey Road, I'm trying to get a hold of another French contract from England. In my opinion, in the shootout, the 1973 pressing of the France contract when Abbey Road was closed for renovations is the best pressing of Abbey Road that exists, in my opinion, on my equipment. Got a couple box sets, CD box sets at the Tucson, Arizona auction. We got the Weird Tale of the Ramones. It's a 4 CD set, and it's pretty cool. It's got a comic book and 3D glasses inside here. It's in beautiful shape. Looks like somebody bought it, and they put all the stuff away in mint shape. Got the 3D glasses. Got the Ramones. Special thanks. Rhino was put out by Rhino. And it's got a comic book that you need to wear the 3D glasses to see it correctly. And then another CD box set I won in the same lot was the Sex Pistols on Virgin, a CD box set. It's a 3 CD box set of all the outtakes and everything, the studio tracks and early demos of Nevermind the Bullocks. And then it has a live at the Green 76 on Virgin. It must be from the United Kingdom. 2002 Sex Pistols box set. Interested in either one of these box sets, they are $150 shipped. And I do have a t-shirt that goes with the Ramones, but it's not in the room here at the moment. All right, what else did I win at that estate?
Brad Parnell said, wow, that stuff is pretty cool. Too bad I'm not a Ramones fan.
Too bad he's not what?
A Ramones fan.
Ramones fan. I saw the Ramones at Bogart's in Cincinnati, probably in the early 90s. And I was a rock and roll grocer on 97X, so I had backstage passes. So I went down to their dressing room underneath the stage, and Joey Ramone, 6'5", he was there drinking a beer, sweating like crazy, and I said, "Joey, how's it going?" And he gave me a quick autograph, and he didn't say much. I got all 4 of their autographs, but I sold a long time ago. So this Let It Be Sealed Naked came in the estate sale from Arizona, and one of my female buyers bought this right away for $270 shipped. 2003, Let It Be Naked.
Brad Parnell said, I just watched Rock and Roll High School starting the Ramones for the first time a few weeks ago. I was shocked it started with a rare McCartney song.
Rock and Roll High School. What's the rare song?
I don't know.
What song does Paul McCartney have at the beginning of Rock and Roll High School?
Dom233 said, all original 4 Rainbows are gone. I was born in the wrong time.
Say, I don't not get. Let me see what you're saying.
Dom233 said, all original 4 Ramones are gone. I was born in the wrong time.
Yep, they're all gone.
Standing on the corner of Winslow, Arizona. I don't know. Gordon Teat said, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace in Jesus' name for your birthday.
All right, that's a lot to handle. See my my Led Zeppelin 1969. This hung in a record store in 1969. Now on Atlantic Impact stereo tapes, 8-track, 4-track cartridges, and cassettes. Look how young they look. They look like they did on the back of this cover. Robert Plant has his perm. He has that in the poster. Jimmy Page is pretty. I think he might have been probably about 20, 21 there. John Bottom, John Paul Jones. What a super group. They probably can't see that. That's my 1969 easel. It was hung in a record store to promote the Beatles. It says, hung up for a gift, give the Beatles.
Brad Parnell said, did we meet somewhere before? That was the song.
Did we meet somewhere before? I think I had that on a bootleg once. So I have another top loader in excellent condition coming, I think, tomorrow if the mail breaks loose here in Louisville. And you know that Perry Cox sold one of these for $5,600 in near mint condition the other day, a Beatles White Album. He sold a Beatles record player for $9,700. And he sold something else the last couple days for a lot of money. Maybe I'll find it here. Let's talk about what I sold in 2024 and what I have coming in.
Let me do these two real quick.
All right.
Johnny Ramone said, Paul's Ranch in yes, owned since 79.
The ranch in Arizona is owned since 1979.
Daniel Castillo said George Harrison could care less to hear the first Led Zeppelin album.
Yeah, they played in the Get Back documentary. The producer, who was the producer that Glenn Johns played a little bit of Led Zeppelin, the first album, for George Harrison, and George Harrison just kind of ignored it. But I think they knew that's the way the music was going to change. They just didn't want to admit it.
Okay, you can do that.
All right, some things I sold in last year. I sold an Abbey Road 1969 Advance LP. They snuck into a LA radio station 2 weeks before Abbey Road was released. I sold it for $750. I sold a Kaylee Rose signed CD. That's the early, that's Chappell Roan's real first name and middle name. Sold it for $2,200. A signed, sealed CD when she was only 16 years old. I sold a Beatles White Album top loader mono in excellent condition for $2,500. And you know about my Please Please Me. I told you I sold a black and gold first issue Please Please Me with Dick James credits. I sold for $8,000. It was in the original baggie from Brian Epstein's record store. I probably never had one of those in my lifetime again. I sold one Beatles record player for $7,000 on eBay, and I just sold another one before I ever get it done back, restored for magnetic tape. I sold for $5,000. I think I took the original instructions back. I don't have them right now. And I sold the Paul McCartney and Wings, 1974. The Wings Over Europe, the 3-part archive box set from 2018, I sold for $2,222. And remember, I sold the 1982 Beatles and Mono collection, the black box that were imported to the United States. I sold for $2,000. And I also sold a sealed 1978 UK. It was a number 1017. It was in the original shipping box. I sold it for $2,000 on eBay. And I've sold several Beatles lunchbox and thermos. I sold one for $1,888. And I sold about 25 butcher covers. I sold a Led Zeppelin 4 Zosa stereo reel-to-reel tape. It's the that was only available through the Columbia Record Club, Tape Club. I sold for $600. And I sold a kit back pocket disc, those little pocket discs that were originally, I think they were originally 49 cents. I sold for $500. And I sold a Candlestick 1966 Candlestick ticket to the last Beatles show for $888. And I sold a Led Zeppelin 2, a Monarch pressing hot mix. But I think PB Thel doesn't call it a hot mix. He just calls it Robert Ludwig cut. And I sold it for $2,600. And I sold the Beatles Christmas album that was in the shrink for $500. And the Beatles disco case. The purple one's not in here right now, is it? Yeah, there's a yellow one. I sold the brown one.
The one's right over there in the corner.
I sold the brown one. The brown one had the original instruction sheet like this on it. Had the original sticker. And it had the original insert. And I sold it for $950. This one sold for, this yellow one, the only one that was made with radio station letters on it, WTRY from Buffalo, New York. I sold this one for $600. It goes out with a guitar. Give me that guitar again real quick. So I sold that for $600 and I sold the guitar for $400. Made by Selco. So it's missing the sticker up here. It would have been worth $800 to still have the sticker. But it's got the original strings and the original tuning pegs there. They go out tomorrow. Last time you're going to see them.
Greg Fields said Abbey Road first press sealed ?
Abbey Road first press sealed. No, I do not have that. I only concentrate on Abbey Roads from the United Kingdom, and they were never factory sealed in the United Kingdom. Put that over by the guitar.
Johnny Ramone said keep receipts for the tax man ?
Yes, I keep receipts for the tax man. I have a whole drawer full of them.
Beetle Hair said
eBay automatically turns in a tax report, and so does PayPal.
Beetle Hair said Keith Richard and Pete Townshend. Also, we're not Led Zeppelin fans. Too much plagiarism, perhaps.
Yeah, well, maybe Led Zeppelin borrowed from a lot of artists, but they took it to a whole different level. The Beatles borrowed from artists also, but those two groups are the toppermost of the poppermost. They took everything to a level that nobody has ever taken before in rock music.
2024 sticker Texas has gotta suck them bones.
All right, I don't know what we're talking about. Okay, my greatest thing I bought this year was the Remco dolls. When I bought those 4 shipping boxes full of 105 Beatles Remco dolls from 1964 that were in a attic for 60 years. The couple owned a service station in 1964, and with every fill up, they'd give a Beatles Remco doll in the box. So when I made the deal for getting all 105 of them, the lady told me, well, here's a picture. They're in the original shipping boxes. I'm just going to send them in these cardboard boxes. I said, no. They need to be double boxed. I said those shipping boxes are worth money from 1964. So it cost me an extra $400 to have them double boxed. And I sold each one of those cardboard boxes, empty cardboard boxes, for $2,000 a piece. And then I sold the Remco doll banners from 1964. I had 3 of them, and I sold 2 of them for $3,000 a piece, and I traded with Mike Arugula for the 3rd one that had a little bit of tape on the edges. So it was a pretty good year for me in 2024, the best year I had on eBay ever. So the couple things that are coming in the next few days, I hope I get them by Saturday. I probably won't get the Shea Stadium seat by then. I guess we're going to have Sticker Kids sit in it right over here on the right. I got a 1966 NME New Musical Express magazine coming from June 3rd of 1966, the very first ever ad for the Butcher cover, before it was released in America.
Brad Parnell said, I don't think that little guitar would play very well.
No, Sticker Kid didn't know how to figure it out yesterday. I'm sure Kevin from Kevin Records, he's a guitar player. He could probably figure it out.
Johnny Ramone said, buying the name, not the guitar.
What is it?
Buying the name, not the guitar. I don't know.
Probably guitar.
I don't know. Daniel Castillo said it was almost perfect year, but not the Christmas record didn't sell.
That was the only band you didn't sell the Christmas record.
Christmas record.
The signed album.
Oh yeah, I didn't sign that yet. Somebody was interested in it the other day, and I sent them a $35,000 offer, but they didn't buy it. But I'm not going down any lower than that. I have 25 watchers on the signed 1965 Beatles Christmas 7-inch cover, and it's the only one that exists in the world. And he was trying to talk down on it. He's saying, well, it's only on a 7-inch cover. I said, yeah, but it's all in blue ballpoint pen, and you can clearly see their signatures. And he was saying John Lennon wasn't that clear. I said, in person, John Lennon's signature is clear on that cover. So somebody that's interested is always trying to talk me down on the condition, but it's the only one that exists in the world. It's kind of hard to say it's not worth that. I talked about that. The Magical Mystery talked. I have 2 more Butcher covers coming in. A second state number 6. And that's not peeled, and a third state that's halfway peeled. I'm going to finish it up in number 3, and I have a third state, a real nice stereo third state coming in. And from England, I got a Let It Be box set, near mint condition, with the box and everything is beautiful. And I got that coming from England. And I talked about the Ram, I talked about that. And I got a 1988 Beatles box set with all sealed albums that was in an oak roll-up box. You see me have that before, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty much that. And I talked about the 200 import albums I got coming from England and Germany. So I got a lot of stuff coming here in the next week. Those are my notes. What did I not show? Where are we at on time?
It's 11:26. Dave Evans said, agree with Frank's take on the Beatles and Led Zeppelin are the premier rock bands of all time. You can still purchase their catalog 50 plus years later.
Yeah, they keep getting reinvented for young generations. Don't think when our first generation Beatle fans, when we're all gone or in the senior citizen home, the value of Beatles and Led Zeppelin will still be high because younger generations, 40 years old, are discovering them and collecting them. A lot of my Butcher covers go to entrepreneurs that are in their 40s.
Daniel Castillo said, well, is there enough proof it's the only existing one?
What is it?
Is there any proof it's the only existing one?
Yes. Frank Casio, the premier expert on authenticating Beatles, says that it's the only one that exists in the world. And there were a couple later, 68 and 69 fan club records that were signed by John and Ringo, but it's the only one that was ever signed by all 4 Beatles.
Greg Field said black box complete ?
Black box complete. Talking about the oak box? Yeah, it's good. It's complete with all the albums are sealed inside from 1988.
Brad Parnell said they make Beatles ukuleles with different designs based on different albums.
Okay.
Daniel Castillo said the Zeppelin documentary is being panned by critics.
That documentary is 3 years old. They showed Jimmy Page on YouTube going to a premiere over in Europe 3 years ago. But it's going to be on IMAX where you see Led Zeppelin all the way around you. I'll go to it February 7th. Critics can pan things all they want, but look at the Complete Unknown. They just getting praise. Everybody's saying how great it is now. The Led Zeppelin, to see them at the very beginning on an IMAX theater, that's pretty powerful. We got this in Tucson, Arizona. The Beatles, Happy Christmas, Beatles people, has all the colored disc inside it. If I can get it opened up. It's kind of hard without gloves. I got the white glove man's going to take it off a second. And one time twice I've had the original pressing of this. This is the hardest one to get, the 1963.
Greg Field said happy birthday, Frank. See you on the flip side.
All right. Thanks a lot, Gregory Field. Sorry I messed up last night.
Daniel Castillo said the Complete Unknown had high expectations. Timothy is a well-established actor.
Yeah, he's the new Johnny Depp's what my son says. The Led Zeppelin documentary, there's no actors in that. That's just footage of the band at the beginning and interviews with the 3 surviving members from the last probably 5 years ago. We got a 4 by the Beatles, 1964 cardboard cover. This is the West Coast. It's got Capitol Records on the label. The West Coast is probably 4 times rarer than the East Coast pressings that doesn't have records on the label. I showed the promo
Joseph wants to know how much for the Christmas
box. This is $150 shipped. I got it on eBay, but I can sell this through my YouTube channel and in the listing.
Ramone's 2 things.
Johnny Ramone said, let it be box set with book and bookcase ?
Yes, it has the book in it, and it has a inner tray that is a new inner tray because the inner trays get tore up, but everything is in near mint condition. The record's hardly been played, and I will probably be selling. The last one I sold for $777 to Woofy Baby. It'll probably be that price again.
Johnny Ramone said sold the Beatles singles ?
The Beatles singles has not sold yet. What did I say? That was $160 shipped. It's in my storage unit, climate controlled storage unit. $160 ship on the 2019 Beatles singles box set, and it's factory sealed in that blue box.
Dr. Rick said happy birthday, Frank. Jenna Jameson, he said you selling the Stones mono pressings individually.
No, it's factory sealed. I'm selling the whole box set. I have the bonus records that came with the first 1,000 that were sold through Universal Music. It has 9 bonus import Stone singles with the sealed 2016 mono box set, and it's on my STICKERMANIA 2853 store for $444. All right, a little bit of Bob Dylan on the way out here. This is sheet music for Like a Rolling Stone. Somebody said, I think Rachel Ghost said that 3 of Bob Dylan's songs are in the top 200 now thanks to the movie. I wonder which 3 songs there are. It's got to be Like a Rolling Stone and probably Mr. Tambourine Man, and not sure what the other one is. Probably Blowing in the Wind, because that's a big part of the movie. And there's Bob Dylan on the Saturday Evening Post, November 1968. The King has returned. He was a recluse, but there he is again. Bob Dylan, we got the album for Blonde on Blonde. Somewhere in here.
Everyone give a like, subscribe, and hit the notification
Blonde
bell.
on Blonde from 1966. Bob Bradley's got the first press with Claudia inside. This is the second press. This is the stereo pressing. I think he has a mono pressing. All right, that's it for Louisville, Kentucky. Check with us Saturday. We're going to have a lot of new arrivals. So it will be a what?
Barn burner.
Barn burner. So check with us Saturday. Same bat channel, same bat time. And thanks a lot from Louisville, Kentucky.
Goodbye.